Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to OP Digital Blueprint with Collins and myself, Andy Burks, and we are live on several YouTube channels. The objective today is that Collins and I want to try and take away the speculation that a lot of people have put into what they're posting. We want to give you an update, a little bit more of an indication as to what's going on at the moment, and really what's about to happen with the products that are coming on board. So, Colin, say hi.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here again. I'm so fired up and, really blessed to be, in OnPassive, especially at this moment as we speak. So I'm just happy to be here to share with you as much as I can, or Andy and I can share with you guys. Great to be here.
Absolutely. So, we've seen some information, but limited information as to the recent meetings that our media department and COO has done with regard to Takil and the various agreement we have with the Supercar of Majlis. The problem is, though, people seem to be putting information in as to what they think is going to happen or what the reasoning is behind this. Collins, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, I think we've seen a lot going on, and things coming up wherever people are getting. Founders are always curious. They are always curious about stuff. But to be honest, as the CEO said yesterday, and it's something that we have been saying, we don't know the details. And the details can only be revealed by the corporate body, So sometimes we just have to be careful what we put out, because sometimes some of them are not true. Like our CEO said, yes, some of them are close, but some of them are not true. And the danger of putting something, that is not true is misleading, because it's like you're giving misleading information. And bad information spread faster than good information. So we don't want to be like a hero, like to be the first to give a breaking news. What's the point of giving breaking news if the news are not accurate? But when you take your time, you can give an accurate news, because that accurate information is coming from the right source, which is the corporate and our CEO. So I think that's one of the things which is really bad. Yes, we've seen a lot, but is it accurate? We don't know. There are times that they even share with some of us that say, no, as long as it's not in the back office and we've not had a meeting with the CEO, they said, wait, we'll give you the information. What's the point putting it out there? And then sometimes you see it's just empty picture, but the picture doesn't say anything.
Yeah, this, as you say, it can be dangerous to do. And Chinese whispers spread very, very quickly. So unless it's from corporate and corporate have explained what the reasoning is behind this, what's actually happening, then don't say anything. What's the point? Let's get it right, rather than conjecture and speculation. That just doesn't make sense to me. We know something exciting is going on, obviously with the Supercar Majlis, etc. But we know that much in comparison to what's actually really happening. So just settle down, guys. Just calm yourselves, and when it gets on the blog or we have a corporate and corporate explain what's going on, then perfect, absolutely perfect. Now, the other thing we wanted to cover today is the merchant side of things. We know that there are issues with the merchant, but I'm going to make this very clear. This is not an OnPassive issue. This is a merchant issue. And somewhere along the line, something is not quite right with what's with the merchant that we're using. Now, bearing in mind we've used 2 so far, and OnPassive haven't been paid a bean. Now, if you've got 1.4 million founders and 2 odd million customers, and these people are trying to make payments, and there's 200,000 times 143, you can do the maths. It's easy enough. So this money is supposed to be in the hands of OnPassive because it's the company money, but it hasn't got there yet. Now, why? A little strange. Now, again, we don't want to go into speculation and conjecture. The problem is, all we want to make sure is that people understand that this is not an OnPassive issue. This is a merchant issue, and everything, and I mean everything, is being done in the background to rectify this situation or find an alternative. So again, Collins, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so sometimes things like this are unprecedented. You never know, like the way our CEO said, sometimes you meet merchants, they are really good merchants. They'll tell you every sweet word. They are really good in convincing you, show you every evidence that they can do what you are you're expecting from them. But at one point, they can fail you. Sometimes because you've heard founders said, oh, why they didn't do a lot of things is something that they should have known. You will never know until you try something. Never know. So if someone, for instance, if we choose, say I'm building a software, and I know my third party I want to use is Google. Google is a tech giant, right? I will believe them because of their history. And I say, look, this is what they've done. But little will I know that Google can mess me up because my fate is in their hands. We all use third party. For instance, AWS can fail you. You want to store your data, you don't have a data center, you say, oh, let me use AWS, or you go to Microsoft Azure. They can still fail you because it's just integration of the system. So these things are things that happen until you are in and you try them. Then you see the issue that most of these tech companies are facing. And sometimes I don't envy Mr. Ash Mofara because you feel like, oh, wow, this is great. Let's do business. You put them the money. What happened? They turn and they tell you, oh, it's not working. Every day you call them, they say, this is something that I've seen in real life. When you call a third party, they will not even pick up your call. You send them an email, they respond after 5 days. What can you do? They are not in the country that you live in. The company says, send an email to them. Send an email. Nobody responds to you. Go back to your director, tell them, I've not received any response. So you are stuck with the job. You cannot move front and you cannot move backward because the people that hold the system is a third party. They've integrated them. So let us know that though we have our wallet, fantastic, it's OnPassive. But when you want to talk about the merchant, the processor, they have to integrate it to the old wallet because the old wallet is about cash in and cash out. If they mess up that processor, which is not under your control, what do? You are stuck. And that's why the CEO said, we are calling them and they tell us sweet talk. But what can you do? You can be frustrated the way you want. The only thing you need to do is, all right, let's take plan B or let's take plan C. But good enough, our CEO tells that it is under control and they have the plan C to take. So the only thing I would advise founder, these things happen, or let me call it brand ambassador or affiliate. We are all affiliate now. It happens, but it will be under control, as our CEO have already assured us.
I think the key here, Collins, is for everyone to just be patient and not to, go off at a tangent. So, we know it's being worked on 24/7. At the end of the day, these guys are working round the clock. We know that because a lot of them don't want to go home.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and what you've got to take into consideration, if OnPassive is working round the clock, we're not.
We're not,
Yeah, we're not, but we're part of this business, and that's quite exciting for me.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not a software engineer by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't like working around the clock. End of story, So let's just be patient with these guys. Okay, so we're going to move on very slightly. And what is coming, Collins? Now, we've already covered in one of our programs here, one of the lives that we did about O-Tracker. So tell me a little bit about O-Tracker, Collins.
So let's look at O-Tracker. I know that's one of the product our CEO told us that is already ready, in the pipeline, but we know they cannot release it because of the payment method, the merchant. So until that is sorted, then we'll see all of this product coming out. So it's an analytic tool. You know, it's an analytic application which business can use it to improve, to optimize or maximize, let me put it that way, maximize profit and minimize loss. You know, every business will need a tracking or an analytic tool, because sometimes when you use the word tracking, they think like, people think like, oh, it's to track this. No, it's just about analyzing, you know, your services. So every company has a marketing department, true or false? They have it. Say, for instance, let's take a company like Mercedes. They are selling across the globe. What will O-Tracker do for them? It will analyze, you know, the business, what they are doing, give them a vivid report or a concise report of what they are doing, their activity in the market, how well they are doing. So they can say, all right, why should we waste our time throwing all our money to this particular location? That's one thing about analytics. You know, concentrate on this location, spend a lot of money on advert. Meanwhile, our market is this way, you know. So let's forget about this and concentrate here, because this is where will give us a greater return for less effort. And that's what analytic tool do.
Now, we know full well that with the larger companies like Google charges $12,500 a month for their enterprise version of O-Tracker. And what's interesting with this that we already know is that our O-Tracker has basically taken every single feature from every product, put it under one roof. So if you compare that then with, and I don't like comparisons, don't get me wrong, but if you compare that with the Google Analytics, ours has far more features and far more opportunities to learn more about what's right and what's wrong for your business. And Collins is quite right. At the end of the day, it hones your market down to find out what's best and what's working better than anything else. But our version of O-Tracker or analytics, website analytics, is going to be far more comprehensive at a far lower cost. So what's going to happen? And this could lead back to what we're talking about earlier on, but bottom line is going to potentially put some noses out of joint, should we say. But there are likely to be 3 levels. A personal level, so one for just individual websites. There's going to be one for the small business, and then one for the big businesses, enterprise levels. And a lot of these guys that look at the enterprise level, consider what's going on, consider the analytics that are included in the package that they have, they're going to think twice. And that is the key. They're going to think twice. Now, again, from a business perspective, this is going to help a business not only hone down their market, but become a cost-effective tool to ensuring that they outreach to their customers far easier and far more cost effectively than they have done in the past, purely from this. Now, at the moment, we're not going to use this, but once we get our own domains and we have our own websites, then there's a distinct possibility that we might use it. Now, again, don't worry, guys, because I don't understand it. I'm not interested in understanding it at this stage. I'm more interested, more focused on exactly what we do have, how that works. And it's called baby steps. Just learn a little bit a day. Every day, learn something new. So if we do get O-Tracker coming up and you do wish to use it once we have our own websites, by all means, go ahead. If you don't understand it, you don't want to use it, no problem. You're not going to lose out by having it. As Collins has mentioned before, as long as it's in your digital online shop. And bearing in mind, OnPassive will be branding everything for us. So they set up a website for us. They drive traffic to that website. They close the sale. They deal with all the customer support. But here's the beauty: they pay us every time a customer buys and pays for a product. And I only have to pay for it. I don't have to pay for every time someone buys it. I have to pay for it once a month. But with the commission that's due to come in from the products that we have that are paid, you won't have a problem, guys. There are more customers coming in than we can shake a stick at. And this is possibly or potentially why one of the merchants is having problems, because the numbers are just coming in left, right, and centre, and they may not be able to cope with those as quickly as some other companies might. So, okay, so we've also know that Ash has made it clear that we have things like O-Desk coming up. So, do you know very much about O-Desk, and what can you tell me that it does?
So let's look at O-Desk. We know most companies use O-Desk, and sometimes we do report stuff, right? We buy some things and we can report them. Most companies have something like that. But what is O-Desk? It's a CRM, customer relationship management software, where you can manage everything from issues to complaints. Issues is still complaint to whatever you are doing. So it's just about managing customer expectation, retention and stuff like that. So we are talking about, we're talking O-Desk. So just imagine most companies, they use something like ServiceNow, and some of them use Remedy. Some companies use Remedy, but O-Desk will be bigger than those two, because these are the tech giant. These are the two giant software, customer relationship management software, CRM, in the market. O-Desk will be better than them. One is embedded with AI, so you can easily manage stuff, automated for you. Most of the things you can easily do. So we are just looking into that product, and I know this product will really change the way customers are being managed. Their customer expectations are being managed, in businesses.
So this, I've spoken to a couple of companies now that basically said, look, one of the problems we've got is having a decent customer relationships management system. Other companies are paying exorbitant rates to have or hold data. So these can basically be molded to the companies that are going to ask for it. And in other words, there are going to be various features that you can add on that you could use or not use. I'm sure that's going to be the case, but most companies these days use a CRM system. The problem is that if you get someone to design one for you, then the cost is too high, one, and then as soon as there are bugs, etc., that created in the system, you go, oh, hold on a second, and then you have to get a software engineer guy in and deal with it. Okay, so whereas ours is AI induced, so it's made or simplified things for the end user, and it's what you class as value for money. So there's thousands and thousands of companies that are going to want to use this CRM system. This is phenomenal. Okay, the other thing that we've got coming up is O-Verify. So give me a little bit of background about O-Verify. What's your understanding, Collins?
So O-Verify, as the name we call our product. So it's more about verifying someone and making sure you are the person, you are the person who owns certain things. So for instance, let's take it, for instance, banking application. You go to banks, right? You want to open a bank account, they must verify you. They check your ID card, match it with your photo, your real-time photo, and your maybe your postcode and other information to make sure you are who you say you are. That is the tool they use. Now OnPassive is coming with O-Verify. You know, with O-Verify to verify, you know, most of the founders. But now, when we always talk about O-Verify, it's about we identifying ourselves. You know, we are saying, I'm saying, I am Collins. This is me. This is my information. This is my picture. This is my ID. To make sure they can match it with what, you know, with everything, all the information that I've provided in OES. Now, Mr. Ash, before I talk about this, we will verify ourselves, but O-Verify will come, you know, in the business standpoint, B2B, you know, which will come out shortly, where business can use it to verify maybe their employees and all of those things. In most companies, they use it because you can't just go and just get a job and you say, all right, I'm Mr. So. No, you need to prove who you are. And this automated system is there to verify you. So it's an automated, and again, it is AI induced, which will give, you know, high turnover. Because remember, we are how many? 1.4 million. And now there are more, you know, affiliate or customers that will come in to use the software and to make maybe commission out of it. How do you know, identify these people? Is by using O-Verify to verify them. To say, all right, this is who you are.
This is what I love about the changes that are coming, guys, because let's look at it from the point of view of O-Net, because this is a good one. Now, we've had people kind of join and they're going, yeah, I've opened loads of accounts with O-Net, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but you have a problem, because if you can't verify who you are, you lose your account. O-Net has been designed specifically to get rid of, or a correction to, the corruption, as we well know. So you can't have a fake account. You can't cyberbully. You can't groom children. You are who you say you are. Prove it. Otherwise, we don't need you. We don't want you. You know, go back to fake book. That's where you belong. So, sorry, but that's fact. So I love this system. Now, having been in financial services for 35 years, every single time we come across a new customer or we speak to somebody, we have to verify who they are. And you have to go through the rigmarole of getting a copy of their passport and a utility bill and bank statement, things like this, in order to make sure, because it covers what they call the money laundering regulations. Now, the nice thing about O-Verify is it's been accepted, because every country has a different system, but it's been accepted worldwide, because what they've done is they've dealt with it in the country where you are. So if you're in Papua New Guinea, you might just need an ID card and a PO box, utility bill, or just a picture of your face. In the USA, for instance, you're probably going to need, you know, photo ID of some sort, and again, facial identification, or possibly some additional extra information. All we will say is it's made as simple as possible, and everybody that has an account with OnPassive will very shortly have to prove who they are. If they don't, they lose their account. So there are several people that are going at the moment, and we've seen them. That's fine. We know who you are. Not a problem. See you later type touch. Yeah. So I love it. I love O-Verify. Now, again, from a cost perspective, the cost of doing or using O-Verify from our point of view is next to nothing. And the reason we've set one up, or OnPassive have set one up, is because what they had was they were given a quotation or an indication as to what it would cost to verify every person within OnPassive. Now, that cost is $5 a person. You go, hold on a second. If we have 1 billion customers, that's 5 billion just to verify who's who. Why don't we bring it in-house? And that's exactly what they've done. So this is a really good start. Really good. Okay, so main points are: be patient, guys. Yeah, don't panic. Not a problem. The system or situation with the payment system is being dealt with. They're working around the clock. So thank you for joining us. Collins, over to you for sign off.
Yes. So yes, as you said, Andy, everyone just need to be patient. Patient is the key. Our CEO, encouraged us yesterday to be patient. We don't need to carry all the heavy load. We just have to be happy. And one of the things I want to say is, while we are patient, let us learn the system. Let us take this period, this moment, as an opportunity to understand OnPassive, to say, what do I do now? Don't sit, fold your arms. You have 48 hours a day. Use 15 minutes and learn OnPassive. 15 minutes is just nothing for you to spend time in OnPassive. For those who are complaining of funds, oh, I don't have enough money to activate, this particular payment issues has been there for 2 weeks, and we're going 3 weeks, and we know they are working, day in, day out, tirelessly to resolve it. Now, as an affiliate, what are you doing within the 3 weeks? That is the question. Do you fold your arms and wait and complain again? Or are you trying to see how you can get some funds, raise funds, so when they open it, you get, activate yourself, prepare your shop, as I call it, your virtual shop, ready for sales? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Take every disadvantage as an advantage. That's what I will do. I take every opportunity, every disadvantage, I turn that disadvantage to my advantage. And I'll encourage everyone to take every disappointment as an advantage and work towards, say, oh, thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity to raise something. So by the time it comes, I will just hit the ground running. So that's what I would say for now. Let us use every moment now as a tool to get ready. So when it is there, set, we are already in. Because remember, they will not wait for us. There's a bigger fish to catch. 5.5 billion internet users, lot of company, and lot of people who are ready to use OnPassive products. So please get yourself set. But know that you will not be left behind. And Andy always said, some people panic, they think traffic is just small. No, the traffic is there. 5.5 billion. Those who want the product, they are there. Always look at it. Say, if I decide to wait for 1 year before I activate, or say 6 months, yes, the moment you activate, it means that's when you have opened your shop. When you open it, traffic will still come. You will still grow. But the truth is, I want to start from the get-go. I don't want to wait for 6 months or 2 months. So if I have the opportunity or the means, I will do whatever it takes to activate my account. So I start like everybody. When it comes to marathon, Mo Farah will not stay behind. They always stay in front. Stay, just taking the lead. You just take the lead. Don't get tired. Don't sit and mourn, because it's like when you cry, the world will not change. Nothing will change. But when you take action, things change. So
I think the thing that I find almost amusing is that we have 1.4 million people that saw the vision initially and joined early before we launched, and since then we've had a sizable number of customers already come on board, because they also see what's going on. And the thing that amuses me more than anything is the fact that a lot of people still don't get it. Right, you have an opportunity here that can or could create for you an income far higher than your wildest dreams if you actually start to learn the business for yourself. and start to take it upon yourself to go, do you know what? I'm going to work out exactly what I need to do, and I'm going to go for it. Because some of us, and I don't know about you, Collins, but I don't like work. So I want to retire next year. Now, I'll say this. I don't class this as work because I enjoy this so much in comparison to what I've done in the past. This is phenomenal. So I'm actually enjoying reaching my income target. You go, wow. Okay, there's not many opportunities that can allow you to do that. So I'm chuffed to bits. I hope everybody else is too. And as I said, baby steps, guys, baby steps. Learn something every day. Make a point of learning something new. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining
before
us.
You go, let me say one thing. Please, as we leave, let us always remember the tech team and Mr. Mufara in our prayers. Let us always pray, because what they are doing is not easy. The tireless and sleepless nights, they are working, for all of us. So let us always remember them and pray for them.
Great. Okay, thanks, Collins. Thanks for being here, guys, and we'll see you again very soon.